everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Welcome to a brand new Tuesday tip. I am going to tackle a question I get asked a lot, and that is, what do you stamp inside your cards? It can be a struggle. It's not always just as simple as a sentiment. Sometimes we want the inside of our cards to be a little extra special as well. So today I have 10 different ideas for ways that you can stamp the inside of your cards. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. The size of my cardstock that will go inside my card typically stays about the same. 4 inches by 5 1/4 or 3 3/4 inch by 5 inch. They just seem to fit nicely, and I always keep a stack of them ready to go. It does make this stamping the inside of my cards a little bit easier because I've always got my cardstock cut and ready. Here I've used the Artisan Texture stamp. You guys have seen me use that stamp quite a bit. I just stamped in a very light color and stamped over it with my sentiment, kind of made my sentiment pop. Sponging the edges of the inside of your card softens it and just kind of tones things down a little bit. I created this look with a Stampin' Sponge and just lightly sponged the edges all the way around on my card. Here's a simple Christmas card I created with the Frosted Foliage stamp set. So you notice I stamped my snowflakes in each corner, and yes, I did it in 2 different colors, Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. Why? It adds a little more texture to the stamped images that are going on there. By the way, I want you to notice I like to use great big sentiments because I struggle with what to write inside my cards. If you struggle with that as well, look at those big sentiments. It doesn't allow you as much room to write, and I can simply say, with love, the Stewarts, and I'm good to go. Have you ever thought about using a flourish to create a great border on the edge of your card? I used the Tasteful Textures stamp set to create this design. Very, very simple. So I lined up my image, and I went in the center on my left side, and I just stamped there on the edge. Now I will repeat that on the right side, and I'm literally using the points on the stamp to get myself all centered up. From here, I'm gonna line up my points down here at the bottom, repeat that right here at the top, and there you have it. I've created a really great border there on my cardstock. I love the look of a torn edge on the inside of the card. It does add a nice softness. I'm actually going to share 2 techniques on ways that you can do this. So I have a piece of a gray granite cardstock. That's smoky slate. And if you will cut this to about 2 1/8 inch by 5 1/4, watch what's going to happen. I'm going to tear it in half. And you notice I'm tearing towards myself. And see, I get that really nice torn edge. You want it a little bit less? Just tear it a little bit more. You make it uniquely yours. Now, that one looks really good and it's ready to go inside my card. This one here, you notice it got a little bent while I was working with it. So let's turn it into a little faux suede. I've got a Stampin' Spritzer filled with rubbing alcohol, although you can use water as well, but I like to use rubbing alcohol because it dries very quickly. This is going to create kind of a faux suede, or some people might say faux leather. It just depends. But look what happens when I crinkle that up, and I will stretch out that paper. Now, right now it looks kind of bad. We need to let that dry. All right, so I thought I'd bring both right next to each other so that you can see the difference. You can leave that plain, but if you have a little extra time and want to create that really nice soft look, it really is worth the extra effort. This was a lot of fun. You can see I simply embossed just the edge of the cardstock. Now, this was just done with a Sharpie marker because, of course, it left a harsh edge behind. I just laid out my ruler, drew a nice line, but I have this wonderful embossed image there. And again, it just makes people want to reach out and touch it. Let's not forget one of my favorite designer series paper. I mean, how easy is that? I've got a 3/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch strip, very simple. And I want you to notice this card. I just folded the cardstock back so that I let that designer series paper peek through. I can stamp whatever sentiment I want, but you can never go wrong with designer series paper. How about your punches? If you love Stampin' Up! Punches, why not add a simple punch to the inside of your card rather than just stamping the inside? And here I even let a little ribbon peek through behind my sentiment. Very simple to do. The Detail Trio punch is a favorite of mine because it created this wonderful little accent, and I just punched on all four sides of my cardstock, and I thought that little punch went quite well with my flower here from Flourishing Phrases. But again, when you want to give just that little touch, and you notice for this card, the Daffodil Delight is peeking through as well. Gives great, just eye-catching, a real eye-catching look to the card. One last punch, and that's my circle punch. I punched a 2-inch circle punch from behind my layering piece here on the inside. And you notice now I just stamped my sentiment inside. I stamped some leaves there as well to give my circle a little extra pow. But why not use your punched area as a little window? Well, I hope you picked up some new tips today and maybe found some inspiration on ways that you want to take the inside of your cards up to the next level. It really is a lot of fun to get creative in the same way we do on the outside of our cards. Do the same thing on the inside of our cards. Well, listen, if you want more information about the insides of my cards that I shared today, you can head over to simplysimplestamping.com. Just look for the October 29th, 2019 blog post. I will post pictures of all the insides of my cards that I shared today. And if you'd like to order any of the supplies that I used, it's so easy. You can click a pick. That's all you need to do. It'll take you right to my online store. You can order what you need right there. If you enjoyed the video today and picked up a new tip or two, I would love a thumbs up on YouTube. Thank you very much for doing that for me. And hey, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Just click that great big red subscribe button up there in the corner, and YouTube will let you know whenever I'm back with a new stamping video. Guys, I will see you on the next one. Have a fabulous day, my friends. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.